What's cracking, guys? JP here again, bringing you another update of my 20-gallon reef tank. Today's topic is basically just my Refugium lighting. There's many different types or way you light your Refugium, either LED, T5, CFL, or those plant light bulbs. But today's topic is what works for my tank. Now, every tank is different. Every situation is different, so definitely you have a lot of trial and errors. But for my tank, what works the best is just a local plant light at Menards. Now, it's not just any plant light, it's one of those LED plant light. Before, I used to have CFL. I was running the CFL like these ones, just regular 6500K, 6500K Kelvin. Now, what's nice about these are pretty cheap, but they do bleed a lot of light everywhere, so you need to have some kind of protective so it doesn't, because you want this light to go during the night. And in my situation, I have hang on the back, so I want the light to not go on the display tank during at night, because the fish and corals are sleeping, and I don't want any excessive algae on the sides of the glass. So I went with this route, and the problem with this is it gets damp and there's a lot of splashes and such, so this can either go bad very quickly and such. And I did try the LED bulb. The most bulbs today are 5K, and that's a problem. Either they're not the wrong temperature or they're not strong enough. So I think what works the best in my situations is usually the 9-watt LED. If you're gonna try it like this, it's just above, above the light surface. I think the best watts is 9-watt in my situation. And if you're gonna build like a hang on the back Refugium, definitely 9 watts. Now, I did try a different one. This one is another plant light. This is very purple and red. It's designed to have plant growth. It is 15 watts. It's very strong. Now, if you have it above the water surface and your algae or Refugium is literally an inch or 2 inch away, what happens is your chaeto or your macroalgae burns. So that's what happened before. I had a very light burning. The algae wasn't growing. They always say more light doesn't mean it's better. So that's what was happening with this light. It was just burning too much. If you have a higher, from the surface here to the water surface, then that's good. But if you have it just above your Refugium or your hang on the back filter, this is probably a bad idea. Now, what I'm using now is the Feit electric, the LED. This is from Menards. This worked the best for me. Now, this is about $15. I know it's a little bit more expensive, but this worked the best for me. Now, there is a cheaper version, which is the bulb version. Now, the problem with the bulb is the same as the CFL. You need to have some kind of protective so the light doesn't, bleed out everywhere to your room or to the tank during an reverse cycle. Now, what I like about these is, the socket is above here, and you don't need that, so you don't have any moisture, and it's kind of like a spotlight basically, so it's beaming directly on the light. And it's 9 watts, so it only uses 9 watts, so you can see, and that's what I'm using right now. What I like about these, see, I just made like a little plastic light covering for my Refugium. So this is my Aquaclear 110, and basically just have it on top. And what I like about these is they do cover from here, so all the light will go down. Can you see the light formation? And this is my chaeto. It's so much nicer now. It's much greener. Instead of a burnt yellow, it's much darker greens, and it's growing very, very quickly. And it's floating, so I'm using this the algae scraper the end of it, the stick, to have as a weight support or weight to keep the algae down so it can keep growing. Now that's what I like about in this light. They really grow very well. You know, very green, not burnt. So that's pretty nice. And that's what keeps my nutrients very low, and I can feed more, and I can feed more heavily and have a very good nutrient export. There we go. And that runs reverse cycle compared to my display tank. So that's about it, guys. That's for my lights for my Refugium. Now everybody is different, so definitely try trial and error, different lights, what works best for you, and you know what works for me might not work for you. So this is just what works for me the best. So thanks for watching. Happy reef keeping. Adios.